And we are live. Then hello, lovely viewers, and welcome to Crumbling Legacy,
At least I hope
Act
the audio's good.
2. Well, technically it's been Act 2 for a while, but it's also Act 2 now, so. But nonetheless, last time our players accidentally had a run, well, intentionally on the run-inner side, had a run-in with a very particular murderer who support who was a half representative, half assassin for a particular company, one that wants AtomCo under their evil rule so their grubby fingers with evil digits can commit to all sorts of atrocities. But of course, the party didn't say yes at that time, or now that I think about it, ever. So they're going to be coming back a while later.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, the party is dealing with two mysteries. The first being the least mystery a mystery could be, being who was the masked man.
Whoa, it's Bernie?
It's Bernie. Oh my god, there was only like 5 choices and most of them sucked. But either way, he proceeded to show them how he invented it. Good news, it's not a drug. Bad news, it's kind of a drug. But second off, someone has been not only taking AtomCo equipment, but is planning to have an arms deal. And their strategy for having them, for giving the buyers, quote unquote, free samples, why just pick up a van of AtomCo's particular branding and equipment and try it out for yourself.
Yeah,
It
we,
already
we
happened.
recalled all of those. We are temporarily.
Indeed, you are, but there was one before. In fact, this was the one that made you go, you know what? We were recalling all of them. And so, I believe that the party, well, since they heard about it, you are approaching the scene, yes?
I believe they were?
So, sure. We
Yes.
have taken the van that we have commandeered and not the goddamn car.
Indeed,
With
the
the car we
company car is a
acquired.
nice car, but it is currently halfway flooded, and you're going into Blue Town, so you're coming in for a special treat. And one moment. As you start to drive through the streets, it's an overcast sky. Um, Not as rainy as it used to be. In fact, there's no rain, but it's that just post-rain feeling as the clouds have slightly parted. You can see a couple of patches of sunlight coming through and maybe a couple of sucker holes of blue sky. But in the distance, there's that rain that's the weather was warning about, and great anvil head coming over the Pacific. Going to come by, and well, seems like the flooding might double. The van does handle better. You're going through rain slick streets. Far better than the sports car, although the turning is a little bit iffy. It's a van. What did you expect? And considering the way it is designed basically as an armored van, there's a separation between the front seats, that being drivers and passengers, and the benches in the back. So that just raises a question: who is driving and who's inside?
I hope we're all inside.
Well, yes, but the difference between driver passengers and then the guys in the back.
Mm. Desmond
Just one
driving,
place.
sinking
Yes.
back, unsure on others.
I guess also in back.
Well, I guess
Oh,
I need
fancy.
Miss Cobra up front to direct where we're going.
Alright, Sinbad, you're with us.
Alrighty. I'm going to. Who do you I think we should start with the interior then, considering what's going to happen.
It's all interior.
It's all, you mean the
I
back.
know the back. It's built like an ambulance where you can't get to the front.
It's still the back. It's not the
That's-
There's
interior.
still the back.
It's all
Yeah.
interior when we're
It's the
inside.
backity
I
back.
know, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
That's why we correct you.
I know, and I love you for it. But with that
Aw.
being said,
Don't lie to us.
there's a distinctive awkwardness as Sinbad's just preparing for the fight, with he's tightening his armor, he's prepping his weapons. And as you're sort of sitting there, you notice that there's something off. It's very quiet considering, well, Jasmine's not here. She'd always be asking questions, trying to make sure that everybody knew what the plan was, but now it's just silence. What do you do?
Well, Sink is putting together his gear so he can be ready to fight when we get there.
I take it you're not talking much either.
Oh no, if someone talks to him, sure, but he is not initiating conversations.
Same as Sinbad. He doesn't talk often, and he doesn't feel like he really needs to. Because the point is simple. You go there, you die, or you don't.
Sink can relate to that.
I'm surrounded by blunt force instruments.
I believe you mean instruments.
I said instruments.
Oh, I heard instrument.
Instruments.
Instigators. No.
No.
Blunt force instigators, yeah.
What about you, Edu? Are you really trying to focus on anything, or
Not particularly.
just taking the drive to take a break?
Yep.
Bobbing your head, listening to music in your head.
Probably.
Yeah. You got like one song you've memorized for just such an occasion from how often there's a business meeting you can't talk in.
The best type of music, the ones that stuck in your head indefinitely.
Yeah. Boop, boop, da ba da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da ba. But nonetheless, I suppose with that, we switch to the forefront, as it appears that, well, it's just you two, Desmond and the mysterious hooded cobra, who, with her hood down, is just an ordinary snake. You feel slightly cheated, too.
What do you mean? Oh, because the cobra. I already knew that. It's fine. I don't care.
Now they're just Cobra.
Now they're not even a cobra, they're just a snake. But
They could be
nonetheless,
named Cobra.
she's very fidgety. She's got her hand on one of her poison blades, just sort of fiddling with a little keychain attachment. As you're driving left, right, center, you've had time to drive all different sorts of vehicles, I take it.
I drove the first Model T.
You didn't even want to. They made you do it.
I was the damn test dummy.
Yes. That was at the same time that
I swear I'll see the soul of hell.
you just wish it was back to the old horse and carriage, but nonetheless.
No, cars are good. I just don't like that I'd be made the test dummy.
Indeed.
Cars don't stink like horses do.
It's
Well, it
true.
can.
If you don't take care of it, but you don't have to deal with shit.
It's not rainy, as I said, but the street lights are really the only light as the sun is starting to get pretty low. and that plus the sunset just gives everything a weird orange glow. What is your active
11.
vehicles?
Oh,
I guess.
vehicles?
Yeah.
What is the mod that goes towards vehicles?
I think we discussed this before. It was wisdom, but because you've been around long enough, you could also make it intelligence.
Then 14.
14. Man, it handles weird, and as
Can
you
I be
start to get
popping guidance the whole time?
yes,
So the average is 2, so we'll say 16.
16. That's pretty good. And it's not only that; it's the roads. There's like potholes everywhere, and you're clearly getting to the bad side of town. When Gobo
Yes.
starts to sort of glance out as she goes, and you sure you guys can handle this? Just go in, get the van, get out.
Well, we might do more than that, but yes.
I don't know, man. This is contested territory. You're going in
And
for
that's why,
practice.
as he shifts faces to one of the goons that they fought before, we go in subtly. And then he changes back.
Uh, I are you some? I'm still trying to figure out your whole deal. Is that like a mutant thing or like?
You can think of it however you like.
Okie dokie.
Whatever makes sense to you. It doesn't really matter.
I ain't paid enough to ask those questions. Let's be real. In fact, I'm not really paid at all by them.
No,
Anyways,
you just started. You don't get your paycheck until the end of the week.
I know that. You know that, but we'll figure it out. Either way,
If you really want... Okay. Desmond pulls out, well, how much do you want the starting pay?
uh, she is very surprised by this, as
He pulls out $500. Here.
I was honestly gonna say 550, but this works too. Just put it into her deal.
There you go.
Starting
Starting pay.
Well, since you paid me that much, I might as well let you know. This is, well, it was the Prosperos, but the Prosperos are starting to get a little iffy. And considering, the Fabricators just moved into town as well as, well, him. I
Who's
don't know.
him?
Oh, that Dr. Sin guy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, if I've heard some shit from the goddamn Triad guys, he does medieval on their asses.
Yes, it's very much rooted in the old ways.
Yeah. But if we're just dealing with Prospero goons, it's more mafia. But I don't know. They don't do shit anymore. Does a big ol' shrug.
All right.
Either way.
So, question, DM. Whose group are we infiltrating on? Is it the Jade Spiders or is it the...
You don't know. You just know that the van was stolen.
Okay, we don't... And there was no police reports to indicate who stole it or cameras in the... Are there any cameras in the van?
You'd think yes. But then
But
again,
it turns out budget cuts.
budget cuts, indeed. So if they have, there might be cameras in the van. Are there tapes for them? Are there SIM cards?
Well, I would hope that they're connected to the wireless network so we can see them without needing to worry, and they're connected to the database of security.
That costs money you're not sure you got. But either way.
Oh no, we don't even have Wi-Fi.
Back when we were making the vans, it had money!
Yes, well, even back then you didn't have much. You were a corporation that had some good stuff, but either way.
We're still in the world of nowhere to hide. There's no internet, no Wi-Fi.
There's internet and there's Wi-Fi, but these are
it's not for us.
These haven't been updated since 2010.
We have been. So we will always be nerfed when it comes to technology, I'm afraid, no matter which group we're in. 'Tis the curse of the players.
Oh, I assure you. Next time, I don't know. I don't know what next time I would mean by that, but nonetheless, they're
Yeah.
sort of
Pretty
thinking,
sure I know what a couple of those next times is, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be nerfed in terms of modern technology. We may have some spacer technology, but it doesn't help us when we need just normal modern technology.
You got a cell
Tune in
phone?
for-
The hell's a
tune
phone?
in for that in approximately a while. But anyway,
Yes.
you do have the idea that you could probably check in on what the van has recorded, because you can
Yes,
sort
but
of-
that doesn't help us in the moment.
indeed.
Trying to find out where they are through the cameras.
Or who they are,
Yeah.
specifically.
Yes.
What?
All you have right now is just
What about the eyewitnesses of the people who got hijacked and got shoved out of the van?
you're thinking about all this as you're going along, honestly.
But when I looked up which van was taken and all that, it didn't have anything in the reports?
You know what? I'm going to roll something.
I think there's a
Gonna
few
be
more
interesting.
firings that need to happen.
I'm not firing those people.
It just
You might be
it's
firing those
I'd
people.
say it's like a 10 word.
No, it could be the cops' fault.
It could
Not
be
necessarily
the cops' fault,
them.
let's be
It could be
honest.
know.
the people who took down the information's fault, not necessarily the ones who were giving it. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I
That
will
is
not...
the thing. There was intentionally supposed to be a report, but it seems like it was half of a thing and then it was cut off. So whoever
Oh.
did this intentionally made it so that it would be more invisible.
Oh,
They're
great.
in
The
league
cops
with the
have
police.
this corruption. All right. Another thing on the docket. We're
Indeed.
going to have to... what is the word? What is the word I am looking for? I don't want to say cleanse.
It's a good
But
word.
thank
Audit.
you. Audit the police.
Indeed. Which would take some time, but nonetheless. As you're rounding the corner, you see
They
that
have a mole of police corruption. God damn, this city needs some work. And it's coming from a fucking demon.
it really is.
They make hell look better because hell's more organized than this place.
Somehow.
God, you sounded pain.
I am. This place is fucking chaos.
I don't think that having Sinclair as the mayor would help, though. But either way.
God, no.
That would be a brutal dictatorship.
Oh, man.
Which, honestly, not necessarily the worst thing in the world.
I mean, it'd be an
But-
improvement.
Either way.
Again, it's security versus privacy.
If anything, it would be martial law.
Yes, martial law, and you just have to make sure that there is no corruption.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone does their jobs right and no one's taking advantage of it, then there shouldn't be any problems. But human nature is a terrible thing.
God, maybe this will become
Yeah.
my lord.
Oh, no.
Anyway,
Oh, no. Either way. As you round the corner, or you've been
Yes.
rounding the corner a lot. It's been a roundabout, let's be honest.
We've been turning it right for the past 10 minutes.
the roundabout. Da, da, da.
Indeed. You do see that there are two things. One, somebody waving their arms to try and flag you down. You
Uh-huh.
recognize that straight edge hairstyle and sort of innocent looking eyes beneath a rough exterior. It's Agent Loba,
Oh, God.
the guy who apparently called you to notify you about this thing.
I turn to go deal with him.
Alrighty. And as you begin to pull up, you see beside him, strangely, two things. The first is, of course, the place that you're at. This
Mhm.
weird little old brownstone area that is stoned by a building. A small one-story brick and mortar building highlighted by the old streetlights named Dino's Italian Restaurant.
Hey, Dino.
Wilma!
Sounds- Either way, beside that, there's the van with the doors ever so slightly ajar, the lights still. And as you sort of slow down,
animals.
The stolen one?
begin to try and open the door, you do hear that there's a bit of a commotion inside the restaurant, but the rest of the street is pretty quiet. What do y'all do?
Okay, so there's something going on inside the restaurant.
Apparently,
The van is over there.
Mm-hmm.
yep, the
And
van is very neatly parked, I might add.
but the door is open and the lights are on.
Yes.
Are we still trying to be discreet about this?
Oh, it'd be so funny.
Hmm.
We pull over, we move if we could somehow move the van and put our van there. And they try to open it, they can't unlock it. What the fuck's going on?
That's an
Is the
interesting
keys
concept.
on the van?
So are you approaching the van
Okay.
before you approach Mr. Loba?
No, we'll go to the Loba, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, do I need to park the car first, or am I just driving up?
Up to you.
Are there windows? Can they see us?
It appears that there are windows to this place, but a little conspicuously, the place's windows are darkened.
You know what? We're gonna drive up to Lobo, and then I'm gonna just say we fucking park next to the other one.
It's very interesting. As he just goes, he seems a little bit more put together than the last time you saw him. His uniform is more neatly pressed, and he's got his pistol beside him as he goes, "Shit, you guys show up faster and faster every time." Hold on, man. What was his voice? Was it like this?
I
It
don't
was
remember.
a little bit
I
rougher.
think the other one was it.
Yeah, it was a little rough, but not as rough as Hooded Cobra. I do a lot of voices.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Hooded Cobra has this voice, and then he has this voice. It's a little deeper, a little darker. Okay, problem solved. So what's on y'all's docket today? How's things been? Yes. Y'all do small talk, right?
No.
Mm.
Small talk is for after we're done dealing with these assholes.
Good, because apparently when I showed up, shit was weird.
All right, let me go park.
Yeah, you do that.
Park. I park next to the other van.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the other van. Is the keys in it? Is it?
The keys are not in it as you begin to slowly open the door. In fact, the interior is completely clean,
But the light's on.
but the lights are on. Yes,
I turn off the lights and I shut the door.
indeed. As you do that in the front, I picture you also do that in the back.
Yeah, I shut everything.
All right. As you sort of look inside, you see it's also clean. Lights still on as you flick them off, but all of the equipment is gone. Whoever
Makes sense.
did this was pretty good at stripping out, whatever was needed.
All right. I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, are we going? So we're going to, I assume, stealth into the thing that's going on.
Could be. We just go in guns blazing, but that's ultimately up to you.
Stealth and reconnaissance is my vote, so we know who we need to send the bill to.
Mm-hmm. What
Sinclair
about
will
you
place.
two? Same plan?
Sinclair will place a dark cloak on top of Inu to hide their obvious features.
Are you
Stealth
sure
it
she knows what
is.
she's doing on that front?
All right, let us begin. As pass without a trace.
Alrighty. And I will have you. Well, it's actually quite an interesting thing, considering as you're beginning to move towards
shadow.
the front doors, you know what? Something happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Namely, one of the well, first off, putting you on the right map.
Oh boy,
One of
where
the
are we?
windows,
Uh-huh.
I would say that you are on the street.
Well, we're at the bottom
And-
of the map is what I had to figure
Yeah,
out.
exactly. That's where the street is. That's the block. That's the door.
More so on the map because the map's all black.
No, it's not. The bottom is.
Well, we
You
didn't
can-
see the bottom.
Exactly.
We zoomed in.
Yeah.
When the
You
map
can see
loaded, it
that
was all
there is
black.
there seems to be a little gap in between.
All right, is this the front door?
Indeed. And as you look at the vernier, and you're preparing to go in a bit stealthily, with Loba coming as backup in case things go bad, I presume.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Somebody comes flying out of the window onto the ground, the shattering glass providing a decent amount of sound as you hear the sounds of fighting within that area. And let me just get the right people here.
Well, there went that use of pass without a trace.
You could still be stealth depending on what happens. But nonetheless, the person who slowly begins to pick himself up, dusting himself as it seems like he's been in many of these combats before, is, if I can get to the A&E,
Bernie. Oh,
it's another one.
that's not Bernie.
That is not Bernie.
All right, well,
And
whatever.
he just slowly sort of glances. So your passive stealth would probably be something like a 19 or something.
Plus 10.
15. 25.
25. He sort of
25.
glances.
My passive stealth is 27.
He glances to the left and then to the right, and then sort of mean mugs Agent Loba as he begins walking back inside.
Loba's got the pass without a trace to everyone within the area.
Oh, yeah, no, they're just. He looks towards the absence of people, notices the two trucks, mildly confused by that, moves back in.
Double vision.
Yeah, double fish. Double fish.
Man, how hard did I get hit?
Maybe. Either
Wait,
way,
didn't we leave the
there are
lights on?
There are two ways. One,
Guess lights right now.
front door. Two, down this alleyway.
Well, the front door is open now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is, as it appears that there are the sounds of scuffle from within.
Well,
We
shall
took
use
the back
front
way last
door?
time. Let's use the front door.
Indeed.
All right, very well. We stealth our way in.
Dun dun dun.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun.
All right.
Where's our snake?
It's a
yes, for the cobra.
snake.
With
Like a
the
sneaky
snake.
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 Hold on, I'm getting everyone.
Hi, Loba.
Except for Inu. Inu can get themselves.
Can they?
Ah,
There's the hooded cobra.
indeed.
Cobra!
As you see
Yo,
that
Joe.
it is a lot of the same person, interestingly enough.
Oh, hey. It's a
whole
lot
group
of...
clones
Darn.
and a decent amount of various people who are sort of hiding under tables and stuff. You can see a hippie there, a weirdly beautiful woman there, as these clones seem to be fighting against one dude who is trying his damnedest not to, well, die. Although he
assume
does
it's
seem
this
to be
one.
sort of chill about the whole combat. You know.
I looked at Sinbad. Like, you're not the ones that your group's not the one that stole our van, is it?
I wouldn't know. I've been with you.
He makes a point.
He's the other one had communication with them. I assumed he did too. All right, whatever. Do you care if we get into a fight with them?
Alrighty. Actually,
I
hold
said,
on.
I
think
asked
this
his
is-
opinion if he cares if we fight them.
So long as I am not given the order to kill you.
I don't know.
And
Yeah, that
I'll
one's
say
dead.
that good half of them have been kind of either knocked out or brutalized.
Yeah, we
One
could
of them-
probably keep stealthing past.
It's
Maybe.
gonna leave Carl to fend for himself.
Yeah,
I
Cal can
assume this
handle it.
is
Indeed.
this way.
As you see,
Whoever Cal is, since we quote unquote haven't met him.
you do hear his voice, and you can slightly recognize it as he is just throws one back. Another guy tries to come in. He takes a bottle, smashes it, stabs it into the guy's neck. Just
I assume the lights are also like flickering and all that kind of
swinging and
shit.
flickering and shit. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll just walk through as the shadows just perfectly block our path as we just walk past.
So that's what I think it is. The Mafia can handle that.
Perhaps. But nonetheless, which way are you going?
I mean, there's only one door,
isn't
right?
this the only door?
As you go to that door, you realize, God damn it, it's a bathroom. There's only one other way, and that is through
That's a
this
door?
little-
That's a door?
It's not a door. It's like, you know when they have that window between the kitchen and the main area? Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
You have to
Is there
open
no
through-
actual access in the building?
No, there is. It must be down this way.
But not inside.
That seems like that seems like a very
It is
bad
It does
design.
seem like a fire
Yeah.
hazard, but this, you know...
There better be a
place-
bathroom back there.
I bet there's not a bathroom in there. I bet they're weirdos like that.
Yeah, probably
So if
not.
that's the only way through, I guess we might as well just go through the back door then.
Yeah,
Indeed, if
we
you
sneak
come
back
through
out,
these-
we sneak back around.
Interestingly enough, as you're starting to move back through, you see that there is something interesting happening.
Mhm.
You hear the distinctive sound of someone saying something in, I'd say, Latin.
But languages didn't matter, sir.
Yeah.
Do I understand it?
Do any of us understand it?
Calamitas anfractus.
If it means anything in real life, I know Latin.
It's but it's not even what's being said that matters, although it is a little loud and sort of warbles through the air. Interestingly enough, one of the lights comes down onto, I'll say it's this one. That's why they're knocked out. As it smashes into their head, the electricity sort of comes on and shocks him for half a second as he falls over dead.
Do we have
It's
a
kind of
would-be
awkward to
maid?
see Sinbad dead like that, even though you know it's not Sinbad.
So we have a would-be mage, I take it?
Something along that line. You're not sure.
Wonderful.
Indeed.
Alright, so we go through this back door.
Alrighty. And
Well,
as
we
you
have to
begin
find
to
the back
move
door.
up that way, you do see that there's a series of dumpsters and perception checks.
All right.
Not from you,
Alrighty.
but from
Okay.
a
Oh,
mysterious set.
I feel sad now.
I mean, if you want to make perception checks, you can certainly do that.
Oh, sweet.
Hey!
Hey.
Where'd my
Hey.
sheet go?
Why is Jasmine? Jasmine's not here.
Jasmine? By the way, it's not high enough.
Why would she be here?
Why do we need a high perception check? Dr. Sin? No, 20!
Yeah, 20. As you round the corner and you're going through, it's a little darker because of, the place it is, but behind the dumpster, you see who's preparing for a breach. It's Dr. Sin and Jasmine.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
Oh, so surprising.
And there's a bit of a moment where she looks in your direction, Inu, and you realize, oh, fuck, maybe she saw me. But she hasn't seen you.
Well, how do we want to handle this? Do you remind me of what our non-aggression pact was?
She has to
They
say-
will not try to destroy you or your people for the time that Dr. Sin is sick. That might not extend to your stuff. You're not sure. It could be that they're breaking it. Could be that they're not. You're not exactly sure.
We just follow behind them stealthily.
Yes, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
We let them do the hard work, and then we'll swoop in.
Sounds
God, we're acting like the
perfect
bad
idea.
guys.
Sounds like
Well, we never
somebody
said
else.
we never
Oh,
said we were the
yeah.
good
Oh
guys.
God, no.
Either way,
Exactly.
as they begin to
We're just
bust,
the decent people. That doesn't mean we're good. We're
as you
just
begin
decent.
to break through that door and see what is inside, seems to be a little Italian kitchen filled with a bunch of stuff and, well, an oven that's sort of roaring as there is this weird radish looking man
The wizard.
that you haven't seen before, as
Not in
well as
person.
a woman who seems to be his daughter, who seemed to have been preparing something, but sort of freezes as the man walks in. Backed, of course, by, his girl, well, his daughter,
Uh-huh.
and one of the extra clones, because you never know when you might need an extra clone. Strangely, Julie isn't here, but you do feel she'd probably be near. You're not sure.
How close do you think we should be right now, Clutch?
That is up to you.
That-
How close you should make it. As, I mean, you could huddle around the door or be within the area. But ultimately, it is up to you.
Yeah.
Go.
Sure, you're huddling around the door. That makes sense.
That will be right there.
Okay.
With the hand of sin, like, sort of,
Move up them.
indeed. As the doctor himself is not entirely the tallest man, but he has an imposing presence as he begins to walk in. And you can see the sort of all the color drain from both their faces as he approaches. You must be the Don Prospero. I might be. I might not be. Who is this Don Prospero? Let's keep things very frank as of now. Glances to his daughter. Ironically, two people with two daughters. Wow. But
two old men.
The Don Prospero sort of glances to his daughter, who's like sort of nods and just goes, "Okay, let's talk." One guy to another, one crime lord to another. You are not a crime lord. You're barely even a don. You are a vulture, a pimple on the face of crime.
I've heard that phrase before.
Yeah.
What do you? Well, I try to live my life real neat. You try to live yours? I do. However, certain things must be made sure of. And I believe that it is my time to make sure of something myself. You see, glances to his daughter, Jasmine, who sort of gives a curt nod. I aim to get a foothold here within this city, the jewel of the western coast. And they almost hear that, but they don't.
That's out of character.
I know.
It's like my fourth wall senses. They're tingling.
They're tingling. Dr. Sin has magical items that let him see through the fourth wall. Oh no.
Wow, he knows it's all a game, that his life is meaningless.
That sucks.
You should give up now.
But either way, back into the real canon. Dr. Sin, of course, I aim to catch a foothold. And considering where we are, where you are, you carry a lot of land that you do not have the power to control. I've been controlling it just fine, Dr. Sin. I mean, I am the wizard Prospero. I've survived 60 5 assassination attempts, I could survive anything. I'm like a cockroach, you know? A shame then that you will not survive this. Jasmine, the contract. Yes, father. She begins to she has a bit of a guilty look on her face as she begins to pull forth a bit of a scroll. He grabs it, opens it, checks it. This isn't enough legal binding that I believe it will work above board. But then again, there is what we must do below. You will sign off your territory to me, all your businesses, all that you have. And then perhaps you'll let me go? You'll let us go? I can't leave witnesses, Mr. Prospero. I but if I give it to you, I won't be no witnesses.
What?
Man, I kind of want to do something.
I kind of do too.
Why would? But that doesn't. If he's signing it over, what's the?
You're not threatening him with anything. It's just like, if you don't sign it, we kill you. Okay, what if I do sign it? We kill you.
And I just wouldn't sign it. Fuck you. You don't get what you want. Fuck you. He shouldn't have said that.
I kind of want to
Yeah.
run and intercept.
You're just gonna try and do that?
Not yet, but I am tempted.
Indeed. Is there something, as teacher says, but wait, what about my daughter? That's why you're going to sign it.
But she's a witness.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's also a witness. You said no witnesses.
I think he's going senile.
Well, yeah, he is. He's an old man.
That's the whole point.
Have you seen this face?
That's a face only an old woman could love. But she's probably dead. But
oh no, that's
no,
why
they
he
got
said no
closer.
witnesses.
Indeed.
They got too close.
You know what?
Do it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna break bad?
Break bad?
I mean, you could just run through the front door.
That is actually a term. It means
the
you're
front
gonna
door?
go against the plan.
What is the plan?
It's no plan. We were just seeing what was going on.
Yeah, we were waiting.
Who's selling our shit? Because I don't think it's them, and I don't think it's this. I think...
No.
Where's the deal? Where's the people that are trying to sell the Chimera shit and are telling people to steal our company property?
You know what?
Yeah.
The thing is, with him being the enemy, that could make sense. But on the other hand, he's too smart for that.
Yes, no, it's neither one of these two.
You know what?
Yes.
Can we just say we've been whispering to each other this whole time while that conversation has been going on, so we can say stuff in character?
Yeah. I'll say this.
Yes.
That was that scene. Meanwhile, you're having the whisper scene.
Okay. Okay. I think I have an idea. However, two things need to happen. Someone should still be at the back door. And someone needs to go back to the vans to make sure they don't get stolen again.
Look to...
What did Cobra just go? I'll do the trucks. I'll do the truck stuff. Definitely don't want to be here.
Okay, that deals with one thing.
Alright. Sinbad on backdoor duty.
Do you want me on backdoor duty as well?
Yes.
Alright.
Pup, you're with me.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to harm him.
You don't have to harm him. Just stay here at the back door with me.
And that leaves...
We didn't say you had to do anything.
Yeah, Loba, just exist.
Here, how about this? You and Cobra guard the vans, and Loba will stay here with me.
Wait, why'd you say Loba twice?
One minor.
No, I'm talking to Sin. That's Sin.
Okay.
The hand of Sinbad. Sinbad go with Cobra to guard the van, so there's no need for him to feel like he's going against the doctor or anything like that.
Probably a very good idea, honestly.
And he
Lobo's
can
like-
keep the van safe, and Lobo will stay with me in the rear because he has a gun.
Because he has a
covering
gun.
fire is pretty damn good.
He's a ranged fighter with me, the support.
Indeed.
The magic.
And that leaves at near top speed the two of them going back to the front door.
Yep.
And how quickly would you say we're able to get there before, like, as this is happening?
I'll say that he puts. I will describe.
Mm-hmm.
He slowly approaches as he says, "But why not? Why if I don't sign anyways? I mean, like you can kill me, but you could spare my daughter, right? That's why you need to sign. You see, I'm in need of a good diviner. We could both work for you as the diviners. I could, you know." That time for talk has long past, you worm. Sign. As he begins to pull out a mysterious, shiny weapon.
Gun!
Freeze ray.
Aw.
Ooh. But either way, as he's beginning to pull it out, and the wizard Prospero sweats over the contract, that's when it's go time for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you wish to do, and how do you wish to do it?
Well, of course, running back around to get in through the front door.
Yep.
And run towards and past Cal, jumping over. I assume this is a counter.
Indeed.
And
Cal's a little bit surprised that you're
just give him a look and say, "I'll take care of the old man for you. Just watch the backs."
Gives a bit of a empty-eyed nod at that.
God, how corny of a catchphrase should I say?
Up to you.
Divine this!
Oh, no.
I hate it.
Try?
I am
You're-
staying right here. Not being seen after that.
You ain't gonna marry him after that. That is some bad. That's the ick personified.
Just the first phrase he thinks of after hearing them say, "I need a good diviner."
Indeed. But nonetheless, I suppose that you're gonna try and make an attack against him?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I see. So you've literally just leapt out dramatically in front.
Well, yeah, we still technically have the non-aggression pact.
Yeah, it's the shock factor.
There's a bit of a pause at that as he looks to you, but he doesn't move his gun. Ah, you.
You're getting ahead of yourself, old man.
You're one to say. What are you doing here?
Arriving from a meeting.
Very good stuff. Very good.
There's a bit of a pause
Very good.
as the wizard is like, you aim to conspire. I just leave my options open, you know?
A few days ago, the Dawn had asked for a meeting to meet up. However, something came up, and so now we're going to do said meeting. You can wait your turn until afterwards.
So long as I get the territory.
We'll see.
Make me a persuasion check on that front.
Oh no. Where's
Or
my
you could-
guidance?
Here's the thing. You can either
I'm
do
sorry, sir,
persuasion
over here.
or contesting intimidation checks.
I want the contest, but I don't know how good his is.
Can I help? Would it help?
Can my future wife help?
You can try. Wait, how? Well, that actually raises a question. How would you be helping this?
Facts and logic.
What if you're like, you whispered some of the advice for how to propose this?
Exactly, facts and logic. Yeah, that.
Yeah, just
I think it could also help seeing the shadow of Cal just in the background, fighting off every single hand of Sin.
That is
not
another.
the best. He is kind of, bloody at this point.
Hey, can handle it.
He sort of pauses and just goes. But either way, are you going to do the contested or are you going to do the persuasion?
Yeah, I'll do the contest.
Okay.
I'm gonna hate this. Do I have anything I put on it? Can I put a battle die on it? No, I don't think so.
I was say,
Can
doubt
I?
it if I remember how you told
Why
me
do I
about
have it for skill checks?
Maybe you can.
Maybe you can. I mean, it's not the highest.
It's not
Unless it's,
too much.
unless it's because of a maneuver for some reason.
Oh, hey, I have what is it called?
Persuasion?
Yeah, I do have persuasion.
Oh,
It's a
that's
+3.
why, because I added for some maneuvers. Okay, yeah, just intimidation.
I think you're fine.
I'm
I think
alright.
you're fine. As you begin to sort of, there's a bit of a pause as he sees you. And there's a bit of both. There's three expressions he seems to have, despite his face being incredibly subtle. One, of course, is mild curiosity. Some of it is slight pity because he sees you as like still a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but also very well. Hands withdraw, as one of them almost has their claw gauntlet in Cal's eyes, looks over. Withdraw for now. Slowly begins to step back off as Cal just puts his glasses back on, doesn't even seem very fazed by it. Right. Meeting, right, yeah. Well, listen, I understand that you were awful busy. I'm glad you can make it. I understand if you're, the lateness on that front.
Yes, you understand. A van was stolen, so we had to go deal with that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
It'd be
mean,
a shame if someone were to do that again, wouldn't it?
there's a bit of a pause at that, but Dr. Sin said, we're merely testing the technology. As soon as this business would be accomplished, we would return it.
Well, there's your answer, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker stole my vans. I swear.
Make sure to watch what van they go in.
Uh-huh.
Indeed, but is he the one who was doing the arms meeting?
No, he's not
Probably
doing the
not.
arms meeting, but he stole the van for it.
Indeed. Well, probably had someone to do it for him, but nonetheless. Where do you wish to have the meeting? At this little awkward place or in the front?
Well, we can do it where there are tables, so long as the Hands of Sin and everyone else named Sin leaves except for our Hand of Sin and Sinclair.
They don't
Yeah.
leave exactly, but they do stand to the wayside with Dr. Sin sort of hovering above the table ominously.
Mind your business.
This is a private meeting. You can come back later.
He looks over and he sees the Hand of Sin for half a second. Your Hand of Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Just goes, you, 412, come here. Sort of awkwardly walks over. If they try to escape without any of this being settled, slit their throats. Understood. Doesn't even give a nod or something to him. He just leaves. Well, he doesn't leave. He only goes outside.
Actually, while Dr. Sin is still here, Sinclair will also say something to Sinbad. I give that same order for right now. If we try to escape, slit our throats.
I would aim to follow it nonetheless. Although, there's a bit of a pause at that. One must mediate this. Jasmine. But I trusted you with killing. I trust you with diplomacy. Mediated to our favor. As you wish, Father. And so, the only two that are inside are the Hand of Sin and Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else has left the building to ominously stand outside like a bunch of fucking...
Even the dead bodies?
Maybe we should be back here where there aren't broken windows.
Or dead bodies.
Alriady.
Maybe it's the
Just
bathroom.
move them. Okay.
I don't want to have a meeting in the bathroom.
I don't think anyone does.
Nobody does. Either way.
Desmond, you're welcome in now.
Yes. I'm coming.
I'm kind of surprised that worked, but then again, I didn't expect Sync to be a mediator.
Oh, no, that's not why we're here at all.
Then I'll do the questioning here, Mr. Pig. Actually, if the pig could step outside too, I don't want anything getting. But this is the stolen equipment is part of business.
This is this, and that is that. Go stand outside.
Right. Yep. But if something happens, holds up the gun.
If something happens, those of us in here can take care of it.
Alrighty. He does sort of step outside, but the door is still open.
Mm-hmm.
As Jasmine just sort of looks to you all with this look on her face like she wishes to, say something, but then begin. Right, thank you. So, if it's not to discuss what I had in mind, which is, of course, hey, I want to distribute your stuff so that maybe I have an edge up in case someone tries to do some stuff, which this is a pretty good example. Let's be very frank here. Then what is?
Well, let's put it this way. You were about to die.
No shit.
And right now, this is your one and only chance to agree to different terms where you won't die.
With Dr. Sin.
Yes.
You have better luck trying to tell the fabricators that your life is worth any sort of meaning. I'll be frank, kiddo.
Well, they've kept me alive
We
once.
plan to kill them too, so I mean...
I survived them once.
Oh, you got some cojones.
Twice, actually.
I'm not going to question that. I have no horse in this game. All I have horses in is, well... Actually, that reminds me. You. Oh, yeah, Pops? Make sure that whatever they're saying is true, right? You think I could do that? I know you could. Nonetheless.
In that case, Dawn.
As he smiles at her.
She just sort of looks and then sort of blinks. Right. All right, so...
Does she have the gift?
You don't know. You can make me an Arcana check to see if she does.
if she actually sees what I am, or what's going on?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna make an Arcana check on her part. That's...
Wow.
Damn.
Miranda.
You want me to make one too, or?
She sort of blinks at that, blinks, and then goes, make sure you don't agree to anything besides that. Gotcha. So, buddies, friends, pals, how do you think we could outsmart Dr. fucking Sin?
Oh, it's quite easy, actually. You agree to any and all of our terms and become one with us and not the other way around. Otherwise, you have your meeting with him next, and you know how that'll end.
That feels like blackmail.
It is.
I'd say strong arm.
It's less blackmail.
Because we're not the ones threatening with the thing. We're giving you a way out, really. We're not inciting the damages. We're just here to take advantage of it.
Oh, and I'm not the one giving the demands. That'll be this one.
Which one?
This one.
Oh.
Yeah.
The one who knows everything that needs to happen for this goddamn company of shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm not.
Let's. We're gonna talk business now. Pulls up chair.
Sort of pauses as she hears that.
I need to have a full list of your basically. Miss Jasmine, do you have that contract they wanted him to sign?
Yes.
May I take a look at it?
And no, we won't destroy it.
No, heavens no.
Okay, so I'll say this as the other person in this group who's agreeing to things. I'll agree to it so long as everything you say
is true.
Yes, precisely. Because you'll know that she is the marvelous Miss Tarot. You don't have to hype me up, Dad. I'm just helping and considering your type.
Well, like the old man said, if they need a diviner, why can't we use one too?
Diviners tend to be a bit.
I'm not even that much of a diviner. I just, it's Stragaria magic. It's wonky as shit.
Yes, divining, it's a tricky art.
Either way, you have the contract before you, and
yes, I am going through that bitch. Also to see what all the things they want and all the holdings and everything, and then figure out how to, legal. Also looking for legal loopholes.
As you are sort of looking through, you can make me an investigation check. The other two of you,
we're just gonna.
I picture you're just sort of waiting and looking at everything.
Since Jasmine is here and I can ask Jasmine questions, do I have advantage?
Yes. I'll say that you have advantage on this one.
Oh, God.
13.
Okay.
Can I pop a history with it too to see if I can see if there's any other things?
You can certainly try.
Okay, let me pop a history too. That might help. Because history of past.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll help.
That's a 23.
If you are a human that is working for Dr. Sin, you are either working for him temporarily or you are working with him for life, and you wish it would be the first. Because they have a demon.
Yes, I know how she works. Oh, it's one of her contracts, isn't it? Okay, I feel like I should have advantage on that anyway.
Indeed. As she sort of says, as she's looking over it, I apologize.
Oh, this must be. Do they want Tarot to sign this as well?
Yes.
There's a magical binding on this, isn't there?
They're deaf.
Ooh. He's just like, You are aware what will happen to Miss Tarot if she signs this, correct?
Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! Right. Oh, shit. Indeed. I do not wish to sell.
Were you planning to just not read?
Had a gun in my face. Did you?
I don't care if you have a gun.
I was talking to Jasmine. I didn't expect you to read to see. No. I didn't expect him to see the intricate demon works that will cause a person with magical power to sign a contract that a demon has written up.
Okay, so I have to retcon that with how Jasmine was said. I do not have that much say in the matter, sir.
No, I'm just saying you are aware of how badly that would affect her. Like, yes, she might get a power boost, but
she would have no soul. Yes.
Yes, let's avoid that, shall we?
If you wish to apply so, but considering
Yes, I
my
know.
father's... Yes.
Yes, but here's the thing, Mr. Prospero. If you do become an affiliate of AtomCo, he cannot touch you until Mr. Atom either passes away or recovers.
Oh, yeah, that I heard about that. Real rough stuff. Sorry to hear about that, kiddo.
Don't care.
Okay, then.
Not the matter
Okay.
right now.
Yes, not another 10. But basically, Desmond will look at how favorable was this contract? Like how good? Well, it's basically just taking everything. It's just basically sign over everything. There's nothing good for Mr. Prospero in this at all.
Definitely fucking
But
not.
but based on the businesses I see he has here and all of this other stuff, can I see a way of basically making this into like, okay, I want you to do this, this, and this to basically turn these into AtomCo affiliated things.
Well, his whole deal is, as you sort of look over what his stuff is described as.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the other two, you make me a perception check right quick.
Yeah,
But
boy.
as that's going on, you can see that the way he does stuff is, he sells some stuff.
Oh,
It's usually on the lighter
you're gonna
end.
die.
I am.
The two of you notice completely different fucking things.
Yeah.
Is the problem. One of you notices, hey, you know that pretty woman that was hiding under one of the tables?
No.
She's gone. Yes, he mentioned that. There was a pretty woman and a hippie.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the hippie's still under the table, but the pretty woman casually sort of gets up, moves over onto the side of it, and goes, ah, yes, but there is one thing that you will be forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, you.
What, did you expect for me not to be here and miss all
I
of
knew
this?
you'd be here, but this is private talks. Go, go, go. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
I will simply list one thing that will keep this in the front. As of now, no matter what, Miss Taro is considered Dr. Sin's property.
How? Explain. She has not agreed to anything.
She's not agreed to anything, but if he signs the contract, then, well.
And yet he hasn't.
What?
Indeed, I'm not. I'm not saying anything or nothing. Nonetheless.
You are jumping the gun on your.
I wish to simply assess.
There's no way that she, whether signed, if it is not signed, then it is not yours. That is not how that works.
Perhaps, but either she is alive or she is a corpse. And if you take it, that's stealing, and that.
How is it stealing? She's not yours. She has not signed any. Is she going back on deals? She breaking rules?
She isn't entirely. She's just stating that no matter what, considering the contract,
the contract
has not been signed.
The corpses are there, and if they don't sign it, then they're corpses anyway. So.
Oh, he's just saying that they're gonna come kill them.
Nonetheless, and
well, that'll be bad for them.
And if you have taken that breaches the contract of the truce.
Oh, if we take them?
Yeah. Although that could just be her talking.
Can someone insight that?
I was gonna say, if I remember correctly, no, it isn't.
No, it's not.
They never said we couldn't interfere with their stuff, because technically,
and this isn't their stuff yet.
Yeah,
exactly.
And technically, they only said that they can't interfere with ours, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm. They also said we can't directly harm each other, which we have not done either.
Yes.
Nonetheless, I'm just giving my warning. As she's saying that, she sort of looks out, and she sees the thing that Sinclair noticed. While this whole contract debate is going on, there's a fight going on outside.
Of course.
Yeah, what now?
How's the van?
Van is still there, but somebody apparently moved fast enough to make it sort of change? Or not change, but sort of blow off to the side a little bit. As it appears...
Oh, gosh darn it.
Bernie,
oh boy,
better not be
someone's
Bernie.
having a fight.
I hope it's not
It's
Bernie.
Bernie.
It is him.
Yeah, I knew
Okay.
it.
Bernie.
Bernie and who? Oh,
As-
hi.
Oh, hi.
As he is literally taking one, throwing them out, punches another, and then just
God.
starts... You can hear him slightly yelling through the cracked window, "Where the fuck did you put Sink? Where the fuck did you do Sink?"
Hmm.
Johnny, stop!
Bit of a pause, looks, and then just sort of points directly at Dr. Sin for a second. And then in that split second, you get the fuck out. I'm sorry, do you think I... Holds her by the neck. You don't have a say in this.
Johnny,
Fuck
calm
out.
down. Why are you so pissed? We told you what we were doing.
Why can't we just have a meeting in peace?
Fine, fine.
We are handling
this.
this.
And starts to move off. No, that's not my problem. The problem is, she's been fucking ratting you out.
Of course she has.
She who?
Pointing towards Jasmine at the given moment.
Well, yeah. What do you
Yeah,
think I said when I
we
said
knew
when we first
this.
met?
We are completely aware of this.
No.
It's
no.
not hard to guess.
They're
We know they're criminals.
We
We're
knew it
aware
from
of
the
this.
start.
Since when did I trust that woman?
We never even told her anything.
But she's been staying in our place. She has been doing this, and now she works
Yeah.
with Dr. Sin. This...
She's always worked with Dr. Sin.
This is his
It's kind of
daughter.
related. Yeah.
What?
Directly related.
Did you not know?
No, I didn't know about any
For
of
someone with super speed, you are surely slow on the uptake.
My God.
No,
A little.
we're not supposed to be working.
Did you not notice the man who looks exactly like all the other men?
He looks so different.
Are you
As
okay
much as
with
we
me?
like to make-
We
as much as we like to-
appreciate the enthusiasm, but we know what we're doing.
So you're okay with Sinbad, but not Jasmine. I feel like there's a problem
We are
with that.
doing this so that way there is a truce and less damage going on right now.
But the criminals, you shouldn't...
Yes, we know they are
making-
criminals.
Honestly, everyone's a criminal if you really think about it.
Quickster.
I
I
understand.
am a criminal in some regard.
No, you're a hero. And
Technically, he's breaking the law.
Those are rose-tinted
Breaking the
glasses you're
policy.
looking at.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, we understand that they are criminals. We understand. But it is best to have it if there's a ceasefire with the criminals. There's a parlay. Parlays happen. Let the parlay be.
You know who else is a criminal?
Mhm.
That hooded
Maybe.
cobra who's working for us now.
Yep.
I was aiming to talk to you on that. Nonetheless, you can
We are
make
an
me a
equal opportunity employer.
Make me a persuasion check if you wish.
Oh my god.
Someone.
He is
Hi. 17.
17. As soon as this is done, I'm taking her to the police. No, you're no.
No.
You
Johnny.
Just
He
go
looks
back
at
home.
him like, you will do no such thing.
why?
Do not mess this up.
We are in the
We-
middle of something. We can talk
Yes.
later.
Yes.
Okay, here, Johnny. This is it.
He sort of
Everyone deserves second chances, don't they, Johnny? You should know that
He
especially.
gives a as you're halfway through saying that, he punches the wall enough to crack it and then is gone. At least for now. Like gone enough that he is on the other side of the street.
After that, Sin just looks back to the wizard and calmly says, as you can see, some people under us are a bit hot-headed at times and quick on their feet. You may want to think carefully on your decision on this.
All right.
Mhm.
And
Okay. If I join you, what is that deal? Because clearly you got a psychopath or two under your belt right there.
That's all right. That's what I'm trying to. Damn, that is what I'm trying to figure out right now. What exactly does this crime family do?
Well, you've been looking through the contract, and it appears they sell stuff. They maybe did like one or two in the elimination, but that was way back when. Now it's you get the money, you launder the money.
So they're they're just basically money launderers.
They're money launderers. They also sell stuff, hence why they were trying to sell your stuff. They used to be a lot bigger, but now they're down to like 3 or 4 blocks.
All right.
It's strange that Sin himself would put a foothold on this.
Yes, it is strange. But here, basically what I want to do is basically just turn what they're doing into basically actual legitimate jobs.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And by that I mean I hope Sin in character can think of this, because I just thought of something.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he looks to the wizard.
Yes.
Is there anything special about the property you currently own?
Best thing about it is probably one of the better parts of Blue Town, I guess. It's in enough of a right spot that everybody would consider it a remedial meeting place. Far better than the docks, of course.
Sync looks to Miss Tarot again, and this time asks the same question. Is there anything special about the territory you own right now?
Arcana check?
As an Arcana check on her part, I suppose.
Arcana check for me as well?
Indeed.
Can I?
Sure.
Yes.
If you wish to.
I pick up what Sync is putting down.
Because he very clearly said by the end of it he wants the territory no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Wants the territory, indeed.
He cares less about the people than the buildings and the land itself.
If you want to put that towards helping her to give advantage.
Sure, okay, let me do that. Hold on.
I don't know how good her Arcana is. Well, she
she rolled before. She had a +5.
She's +5.
Nat 20.
There you go.
Great.
Yeah.
If we're saying anything about that, it's a mix of two things. One is, of course, the placement, which, would be important because it's the through roads of most of the Blue Town gangs. But also, decent amount of, of course. Why did I think of that? We're on basically old Strigeria magic grounds. Basically, this was one of the few places that people started moving over to when the settlers were coming. Most of the Italians ended up here.
Sick looks to Desmond, and that means
Magical
how magical how do I put this in layman's terms?
You tell me.
You know what? You can make me an Arcana check to see what kind of magic this is.
Okay.
List.
17.
17.
Or 22 with
17.
advantage.
Okay. Strigeria. Everybody
Just
says
like...
that it's evil witching magic, but it's like it's more.
Is it ley line stuff, or is it?
It's enhancement. Because Strigeria makes sure that people come home safe, and they make sure that your food is double upon the farmland that you grow upon. It's old pagan magic. So if you have this, it's a buff to whatever you make.
Ooh.
That's why you'd want it.
It's basically
nobody who knows what it is to own it. No witnesses.
And there's nothing. And what is built upon this land right now is not a production thing. No production.
At most, we got like 1 or 2 weed farms.
So basically, what this magic does, or what this power is, because magic is a strong term, for lack of a better term, it enhances and doubles productivity.
As well as provides, like, wards of some kind, because making
protections
sure people
as
come
well.
home alive. Yes.
Yes, protections and productivity. It is
A
very
very
much a great
good
place.
to start if
It's
you're
a very
trying
good.
to get a foothold.
It's a very good.
Does first.
Yes.
And if the two people who own it are a bunch of chuckle fucks, one of them has basic magic, who's gonna miss them?
Yes. Oh, I have so many ideas just have ran through my head with this.
Well, Sync has left the deal part of this to you.
All right, so we want to. You know what?
You want them not to die, I thought was the only thing.
I want them not to die, but I gotta make it legitimate contract business.
Indeed.
So what I want to turn this into is basically that, like, just for the start, them basically being, we need new people, so would you be a hiring company for us?
Well, we do have a couple of places. Actually, I think that would be you, Miranda. Miranda, talk about. Oh well, we do have a couple of laundromats, nail salons.
Yes. We'll figure all that out. But basically, what I'm trying to set up here is this will be like, just for now, because I have more sinister plans, but those are for later.
Probably.
Those are for later for me to do on downtime, with based on what I have heard of the power of this. But for the most part, it's turn these into like, and if it gives wards to protect people, basically turn this into like a AtomCo training facility.
Interesting.
Like, bring in new people, have them train, work, ship out to do what needs to be done, da 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 da. And since it's like at the center point, easy access.
Interesting. Almost sounds a little like how the fabricators do stuff. Nonetheless.
But also have good benefits and aren't going to just waste people actually taking the time to train people.
Yes. But either way.
Oh, and the main. I have an idea.
Yeah.
What is it? Maybe we can get your father to be a bit more accommodating to this. If we can, but let's say for argument's sake, they sign something like this, and Mr. Dr. Sin would like Miss Taro's services. They would need to come through us to speak to us to do this. And I don't see why not have that happen. And if he wishes to maybe rent the area, we'd be more than happy to discuss that. Right? Find a compromise.
I believe that could work. He isn't exactly the one who's the most prone to violence over this thing. I beg to differ.
Yes, yes, that's why we're trying to figure this out.
He's the least methodical with it.
Yes,
so I think this could pass. Yes,
so basically what it comes down to is, hey, we're going to basically be the mediators between you two. We are going to we'll basically, for now, be a front for you. We prefer you not to do criminal things, but we are just renting the space to you. You can do as you please, but,
Also gives you a ridiculous amount of money. Well, not ridiculous, but a decent.
Yes, but it does help the income flow, and as long as we prefer you not to be doing criminal activity for the most part, but if you want to use it for whatever, sure. If you wish to borrow Miss Taro for some divining, yes, you can if she is available, and you pay. And you don't threaten her life, and you don't take her soul.
That does sound about fair to me.
All right.
I just wish that, well, I find it kind of ironic. This was kind of a proving area for me.
Yeah, for you, well, you're very much helping right now. You're showing that you can cooperate and negotiate and find a better solution without having to worry about blood or involving the cops or any such things like that. If it doesn't involve the less laws you break, the less you have to worry about from the police.
But either way, what will you do
So,
now?
so Prospero's on board with this.
Prospero is as on board as he can be. You're not trying to blackmail him into things that he wouldn't already kind of agree with?
Basically, we're trying to turn him legitimate as much as we can.
Indeed. That's probably going to take a little while.
That will take a while. It'll take time. We understand people don't change overnight.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
at least
then,
pretty reasonable, I think.
yes, we're trying to get, and then we're trying to get Sin to be happy, so we're not just completely screwing him over. So that way he'll be pissed. We'll just say, we understand why you want the land. We get this. And here is our willing to compromise, so that way Mr. Prospero is not dead. As well as other things. And hopefully to show that we are willing to negotiate and not have to be cutthroat enemies. Maybe rivals, maybe, but not enemies. So that is what. So if Miss Dr. Sin would like to come in and discuss and see if he's willing.
I'll call for him in that case.
All right.
As he begins to sort of move out and slowly begin to move back in with the others, giving a bit of a bombastic side eye to Bernie. Very well. So how much does this involve me?
I explained the generalistic things of what we are trying to come to an agreement that I have already gone through. I don't feel like going over it again.
Indeed, you did take like a good 15, 30 minutes to plan that out.
Yes.
And I'll just move Dr. Sin here for convenience's sake.
And now, is there anything? And now, just because I'm going to be fair, is there anything else that you wish that you would like to have happen that is within reason that we can try to work into this agreement, so that way all parties involved are happy?
Much of the reason behind this was that I wished to have this land.
Yes, and you will be able to use it as you would like for the most part.
Except?
Well, this is to show that we can work together. Or at least work cooperatively.
Indeed.
Checks and balances.
That can be certainly understood, but there was one thing that my advisor raised the question of. When that truce drops, I do aim to continue my business as usual, and I know that will come into conflict with you.
Okay, DM, business as usual, what will that mean?
Crime, a lot of crime, possibly trying to fight against his arch nemesis. Or, in that case, you guys probably.
Well, that is kind of what this is for, to try to mitigate some of that. We understand there'll be conflicts, but this could be more of a mediating place in case you feel one has gone too far. A truce, an area of parley.
A neutral ground.
Yes, very much so.
Interesting. You know what? After all of that, you can make me a persuasion check, Desmond.
All right. Do I have advantage?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay.
Considering just how much you've had to fight for this. As Dr. Sin himself sort of pauses and goes, I will agree with this, but not because of win or loss. Desmond, I'm no longer your master, but I order you to withdraw with me, if only for a moment.
You do not have to order, you basically simply have to ask.
Then I ask such.
Yes, and Desmond will go off with him for whatever it is he wants to talk about.
As you sort of discuss that, you sort of realize he asked. Dr. Sin never asked for anything before.
How
Why
dare
now?
he's getting soft at his old age. Bless his heart.
Indeed.
I don't say
as,
that out loud.
But as that sort of withdraws, and you begin to have your conversation, which we will certainly get to, Sinclair,
Mm-hmm.
while the others slowly begin to disperse, and Julie says, Shame, I believe that I didn't think you would be able to do it. Solve the problem like this. Perhaps you're not such a brute after all. I'll keep that. But as soon as they leave, someone approaches. You know who it is.
Yeah.
Of course it's gonna be fucking Johnny.
It's Cal!
Oh my god, it's Cal! Cal does give a sort of nod as the wizard just sort of goes, hey, we always make deals. That's the thing, That's how we make the world go around. As Johnny just sort of goes, you two?
Mm-hmm.
You're in... As he's not addressing you, he's addressing these...
Oh!
Well then.
Do we both think it was us?
If I have any respect for you and you for me, you're going to leave them. Very well. By the way, I presume everybody's like outside at this point, but I'll just move them here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I guess he's talking. Well, I'm talking with him, so never mind.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
It's just sort of awkward that the Hand and Jasmine sort of filter out to sit with Loba awkwardly behind the dumpster.
No, the difference is, Quickster, is that you had respect for them before knowing who they were, and you removed that after you learned who they were. I never gave them any to begin with.
They work because they would be selling their secrets to Dr. Sin, a supervillain.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. That rivalry is between him and the old man, not me. I do not intend to inherit that.
But he is still, and I understand how much you say that, Inu, but it still has a point.
I have said nothing.
You did say he was a criminal. It's like, but that, and I understand that we may not be the most liberally scrupulous, especially with Dad. But I'm at least trying to be a hero, like what I thought you were. Pointing to Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we dealing with them? We shouldn't be making deals with people who are innately going to stab us in the back.
Why am I being forced to run a company?
Because that's just what happens.
Because it's just what happens.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't like that I have to run a company, but I'll do what I do.
You can tell that there's still a little bit of something behind his eyes, but he says nothing. As he just goes, I need some time.
So long as you make sure that what you're doing to yourself isn't affecting your brain.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Those who say that the most believe the least.
And I know you'd think that too, because that's just... We're dealing with enough. I don't want to add anymore. And as he begins to sort of think about that and say that, he looks like he's about to say something else as he almost sort of makes sure his mask is secured. And then he's gone. Holy shit, you made this whole thing bloodless. Wow.
Well, I mean, look at Cal.
Cal is covered in
Yeah, I was
blood.
gonna say, bloodless. Oh, I get it. You mean blood loss.
No blood on our hands.
Yeah, no, because I believe Johnny Quick also punched at least 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Threw a dude into a window out of sheer rage.
Grabbed a woman by her neck.
Indeed.
Assault and battery.
Those are criminal charges, dear Johnny.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
no!
Johnny's a hypocrite! Who could have seen this coming? Anyways. You move outside into the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Sin is moving. He moves swiftly, sternly. But as he sort of leaves the public view of most people, you do see his shoulders sort of slump a little bit, and he seems his foot movements seem to be a little slower.
His age is catching up with him.
And you've noticed by now, I take it.
Yes.
I live a very fit life. I make sure everything is completed, contributed, and finished to a point of which I have control. But I cannot do such against time. Julie has tried to provide options, but you understand why I would not take them.
Yes, they are not for everyone.
I wish to retain my humanity as I continue into where I aim to end up. But when I finish, then I end up like how he has ended up on that hospital bed. I aim for her to take my place. Continue what I started. Bring order to crime. And while it would be with a heavy heart that I could not complete my mission, thanks to the air there, I do understand why this has its benefits. I am no fool.
You're trying to bring order to something that naturally fights order. So you've been fighting an uphill battle all this time.
You think I haven't known that?
No, I'm well aware, and I'm well aware it's going to take a toll, and it's not something normally done in a generation.
Indeed. Even Alexander could weep, for he could not conquer any further. I expect that perhaps Julie will not be the most beneficial of a mentor, but she will provide good guidance to Jasmine. I expect you to do the same with Sinclair.
Of course.
He is a fool, and clearly rather rowdy for his young age.
He's a stubborn young man.
As we all once were.
Yes.
We were all men?
Oh,
Stubborn and young.
Yes. Fine. Ah. Anyways.
You whippersnappers, stop eavesdropping.
They're just giggling into the corner. No. But nonetheless, You know your rules. I know mine. Just understand why I agreed to this.
Yes, because you're never going to give it up. You're never going to let it go.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't get it.
No, I got
No,
it, and you
we
can
all
hear
had
the,
to. That's why the moment of silence was there.
You can almost
Everyone
hear
was
the
trying not to say
smile
it.
starting to crack on my
You
face.
you set it up for me. Your words set it up for me. That's the only reason why I thought it. I'm like, oh shit, I got to keep it going.
I will not let her down. I expect you to do the same.
Yes.
Good day, Mr. Good day, Mr. Lang.
Good day.
And he begins to slowly
Oh.
head out as...
Wait, before you go, you wouldn't happen to know who's been taking the Chimera mutagen?
For that fool's errand, no. But
All
for
right.
but for the arms meet who has agreed upon this. He reaches in his pocket and he pulls an interesting little card.
Mhm.
It simply says the exact same thing you've heard a couple of times. Arms meet down at the shipyard at the docks with, an address.
Mhm.
If you wish to find a way to, if you wish to try some for yourself, simply steal a truck and then use it. Yours truly, AVU.
AVU. Do I recognize that?
No, it's just written like that. Mm.
All right, thank you.
Jasmine, continue your duty. Stay with them until the truce is up. Yes, father. As for you, 412, do not slit their throats. Continue your business as normal. Understood. Yes.
I hear the hesitation in his voice. We are winning. We are giving him humanity. All right. Yeah.
How dare you call someone by their dead name?
My God, he is the most transphobic father that ever was.
His name is Sinbad.
Which is going to be very awkward because later in the game there is also someone going to be named Sinbad. So will Sinbad meet Sinbad?
Well, I mean, there is Sinbad the sailor and Sinbad the porter.
Oh yeah.
That's why I asked which one is he when we first named him.
Yeah, but nonetheless, they
yes.
returned the items. Yippee!
Woohoo! All right, we'll work on getting all this stuff legitimized and all that, and hopefully,
but probably after the arms meet.
yes, after the arms meet. But that's all, and hopefully, maybe the recruits we have trained will gain the benefits of the magic here and get the ward protection as they are sent out to do things.
Perhaps.
And maybe the production elements might help with getting new recruits and other such things. We'll see. We're gonna try.
All right. A rehabilitation program is always a good sign.
Yep. And also, hey, if he wants to bring order to crime and all this stuff, what best way to do that than work with other people that would be very much against crime?
Mm-hmm.
And he can use, and we can use our resources to stop those who go against his rules, quote unquote. And we still would try to not let actual crime happen, but it's only so much we can do. But the ones that like cross the line and everything, here you go. Anyway,
the trip back to the nucleus is a little awkward because, considering the last time you had to travel all the way back to the nucleus, it was a little iffy. But nonetheless,
we have 2 vans.
Yes, you have 2 vans now. Stop. And it seems that everything is Normal. At least for once. And
all right. So when is the arms deal thing?
that is tomorrow night. So for once in your long lives, you have a little bit of downtime to plan, to prepare, or for other things. So who should we go with first? Mr. Lang or the other two?
I feel like I had enough spotlight for a bit.
So you say Sink is the one who started all that?
You did, but then I took over because I had to be.
Because I told you
Someone
to.
had to be the diplomat,
Yes.
and it wasn't going to be Murder Scythe.
Was it gonna be Murder Scythe?
Yeah, that's his hero name.
Hmm.
Nothing screams hero like Murder Scythe.
Well, it was Dark Reaper at first, but anyways.
It was just the Reaper. Where'd the dark come from?
Could have
Bernie,
been worse.
I
It could have been
guess.
Explosion Murder. Oh my god.
Man, he's
Bernie
such a
thought
big
it was
fan, he got the name wrong.
He did.
Bernie's not the best when it comes to names.
He tries. He tries very hard.
Johnny Quick.
Okay, he made that on the fly. It's his working title.
It's gonna end up sticking. The worst names are the ones that stick.
They are. And as you begin to move back into the nucleus, job well done. Bone's not even aching. Bernie's not back yet. That's sad.
He's
But-
taking out his aggressions.
On some pillar or
Probably.
wall.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Hopefully
no
it's
living
not with his
creature.
whole body. Hopefully it's not
Right.
his whole body and he's not running into the wall.
God.
Hopefully not. Oh no, he's pulling a George of the Jungle. No!
Watch out for the tree.
But either way. I suppose maybe an icebreaker would probably be the best way to start this whole thing. So, how do you two sort of see each other as you're coming back in?
Who are the U2s?
I assume it's me and you.
Sinbad and Enu, or Sinclair and Enu. Not
Oh,
Sinbad.
Sinbad. I mean, I don't know about that one.
Nah, he's just a little bit like confused
think
by
he's-
everything right now because he just had a kind of a
Is he looking himself in the mirror?
Nah, he's just a little bit tired.
Too tired to leave the elevator, I see.
Nah, he's
The elevator's his quiet space.
Yeah,
He
as
does
it goes
that-
up
he-
and
He
down.
does take an awkward like minute to try and come down from whatever panic attack he might be having. But you know,
It's
Jasmine
the
is
worst place
sort
to
of
be.
smiles as she goes,
Yeah.
"I will await further orders," and just sort of sits there while Sinbad is just sort of, "Oh boy."
I'm going to step away. You two have fun.
Okay.
Sinclair
Alright.
and Inu together in a room? Oh my god!
I mean, they've been in the
To
room
be
for a while.
fair, yeah. We kind of live here.
What was your question though? I was gonna say them for us.
As
Yeah.
you walk through this door, the elevator door, and become acquainted to one another, or not become acquainted to taking a bit of a break.
Man, I can hear how echoey this building is.
Yes, it's fully art. Shut up. How do you see one another?
With our eyes.
Dang it, I was gonna say
I-
that.
Hate you both.
Yep.
You should have seen it coming.
I shouldn't, but I didn't have eyes at the time.
No, but realistically, I mean, same as usual, at least from Sinclair's perspective, if not a little less since he's tired after dealing with that.
Moderately the same. Slightly different, but moderately the same.
Interesting.
Yeah?
So how
Me
are you
being
taking
silent
your
was
break?
for a completely different reason. Why do I hear my own heartbeat through my headphones?
That's
That's
bad.
a good question.
That's a bad question. 'Cause that
specifically-
feels bad.
It's specifically through my headphones, so I'm not dying.
That's a good.
Need to turn. That is a sentence. Need to turn my heart's Bluetooth off. Anyway.
Yeah. You were saying clutch.
Oh. Dang it, I forgot.
I'm sorry.
But as you're sort of okay, if you're just sort of seeing each other as the same, what are you doing on this break? At least it's a little early to rest, start sleeping on the couch. Probably.
Nah, he's still on the couch.
He's resting.
He's resting.
You could still see the fingerprints from how hard the orangutan grabbed it.
Memories.
Man, we haven't
when
been
I
able
caught
to
the couch that was thrown
yet.
at me from an orangutan.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do something.
I was gonna do something, but go ahead.
No, you do it then, because I didn't have it. I had an idea, but it's not a great idea.
I mean, mine's an idea. I wouldn't really say it's great. It's not inherently bad either.
I don't have an idea.
Exactly. That's what makes it so great. Inu is going to walk over to the couch, not sit down on it. Thank you for the moral support, cat.
I thought that was for a second. I thought that was your line to Sinclair, and I was like, okay, sure.
No, my cat just meowed really loudly at me, and it scared the living daylights out of me because I heard it through my headphones.
Sometimes our inspirations are true.
I don't think Sinclair's a cat.
No.
No.
But Inu's gonna walk over to the couch and, for a second, desperately try to figure out how to word what they're trying to word. But eventually just... So, Sinclair, I have a question.
What is it, pup?
I can hold on to that other question later. Do you feel like just grabbing something, like food, I mean?
What time is it right now, DM?
As you're looking at it, you could either get dinner, or you could wait till breakfast tomorrow. Could be one or the other.
Well, we haven't even had lunch, so sure.
You can either starve or you can eat now.
You can either eat dinner or you can starve because you haven't had lunch and you only had breakfast.
My favorite time of the day, fasting.
And with that,
only semi-fasting.
I will provide some options for you.
Oh.
Because I am a DM and I provide help for you.
We're gonna get food again?
Can we get McDolans?
McDolans? Wow. Okay.
Whack Ronalds?
Whack Ronalds.
Is it whack?
For this one, Sinclair's are more sustenance. Inu's are more, not extravagant, but you live with a billionaire, so, you know.
I don't have to go to expensive restaurants.
I know.
Just because if anything, the fact that they do makes me want to go to them less.
Here are the ones that come to mind. For Sinclair, you have a walk-in neon ramen spot that you went to once or twice, especially when it's rainy. It's very moody. It adds to your vibe. There's a dingy-ass diner that you've gone to once or twice and probably stopped a robbery in. And then the exact same Italian place that you just talked down someone from being shot at.
Probably not that one.
Probably not that one. For you, Inu, there is a place down at the docks, but it's a hipster fish place, so it's expensive. There's the top of one of the big skyscraper towers, fine dining, and then this one weird place your dad used to take you back when he wasn't rich. I mean, he was kind of rich, but he was like vaguely successful, and then he became super famous. And it's a kitschy place, kind of fly on the wall, but it's also kind of hipsterish, so it might have gained a little bit more extravagance. But either way, that is up to you.
Oh, do you want us to decide now or for next week?
Up to you, because I do have something in case you can't decide now.
I mean, Inu's the one who suggested.
I would suggest specific places, but one of them stopped serving the one thing I can eat there because everything else has something I'm allergic to.
Probably the chocolate, grapes, or onions.
Yeah, they put onions in freaking everything.
They do. It's weird.
The other place just stopped serving my favorite dish. And the other one, it has good memories. I just don't want to be there.
What about just a diner?
I think that's probably better.
There you go, DM.
There you go. Now I only have to make one Minecraft background instead of 6.
Why would you need to make 6?
Because I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But I am a genius now. But as for that, 2 other things sort of happened before the next episode begins. The first, of course, is the quicker one, which regards my dearest Desmond's hook into things. How are you feeling after making such a important decision in the company?
Fine.
Sounds about fair.
And
Not
business
even
as
really-
you maybe a slight bit of like, maybe now we can actually get shit done.
Indeed. And as you're saying that, you have that little bit of high horseness, and then it's a little crashing down when a monkey enters your brain.
He's fine. It doesn't matter.
It's
I'm
not
already
a
working for him.
monkey!
He's an ape!
I'm sorry!
Beautiful, beautiful ape!
He's the best ape since ever was!
He's the best ape!
But either way.
Mhm.
Hey,
Yes.
so, you know the notes I took yesterday, yeah? Notes took
Yes.
something. This doesn't feel like much, but something felt off.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna roll something right quick. What is
Guidance.
Guidance to this. Okay. Roll 1d20.
If I can give it, I shall.
27.
That's pretty good.
Jesus.
It's almost a nat 20.
So, I took a look when he was committing to that experiment, right?
Okay, which experiment? Okay, DM, tell me what he's referring to.
The one, yes, the one this morning when he was literally trying to
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
Bernie.
with
show
Bernie.
off how he made the max.
Bernie's super serum.
Yeah, the max.
Yes, yes, yes.
And when he was committing to the lever, the big pulley thing,
Mm-hmm.
he say it was a 25%, but
Mm-hmm.
he put it a little further than that.
How much further?
Between 3.0 and 3.5.
DM,
Nice.
clarify in human terms.
It's not
30 to
35%.
35%.
Okay.
So it's a marked amount more, and considering how crazy things get, me start wondering if, considering he say wrong thing about that,
Yes.
how much more wrong he say? Just a thought, just a thought. But
DM question: are there cameras in that room?
you know enough that you would be smart enough to put cameras in that
We're gonna look at the cameras in that room and go over all of that to see how much he's actually been doing and all of that sort of stuff, and see if we
Yes.
can figure out what mistakes have been made.
Also,
Basically all of his notes, everything. I guess I'm going over that tonight.
yes. Also, just so you know,
Mhm.
me lose pen down there. Wink, wink.
Ah,
Mm.
yes, yes, yes. I see. I see. We will go get your pen.
Oh, pen.
Good.
I heard egg.
Egg?
That's why I was
He lost his.
confused.
He lost his egg. Okay, but anyways,
Yes, yes, yes. We will snoot. We will go down there and get that.
indeed. And with that, there's one last thing that sort of happens, and this is a little bit further down the line, probably as you're beginning to get a little prepped. Do you doll yourself up, Inu? Considering how hard you had to fight not to wear makeup, I don't think that much.
Just say it's not like I'm gonna be putting on makeup. It'd be no different than me getting ready any other time.
You just put on the better clothing. I picture you just got a
I put
bunch of
on
the
my
same hoodie.
favorite. Okay. No, this one's a bit too bright. Perfect. They're all just the same color.
Yes.
I can only see. They're all like an off yellow because I can't see any other color.
They're all off gray.
Precisely.
They're all off gray.
Yes. And as you're beginning to sort of set up, while Sinclair's probably doing his own thing,
Mm-hmm.
you're a bit of a just, have you ever tried any other type of fashion? I know it wouldn't matter anymore, but just to think.
I assume this is Tony.
Tony, yeah.
Tony, do you remember how many different colors I can actually see?
It's more than gray, gray 2, and gray electric boogaloo.
I'll have you know I can see the color yellow perfectly fine.
Well,
And it
good
sucks
for
having the.
you.
It sucks being able to have the mental capacity to know, hey, I like this color, and it be the color green, to which I can't see the color green.
You know what's worse? Having to wear the same suit every day.
At least you have different colors.
Yes, black, off black, dark blue. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a different one.
That's you did you with him?
What?
Like fall in love with that dumb motherfucker.
Th- One, there's
Come
no
on.
need to insult people, and two, no, I'm just getting food.
I don't know. I'm just an older brother trying to make sure that his sister is doing okay, all right? I mean, what if he's a serial killer? I mean, he has almost literally every sign.
I mean, he also has very much so killed people. I think we both know this.
Well, there you go. Also true.
I'm not to be that person, but you've inadvertently caused two people's deaths.
That was one time
One
at a
more.
I
birthday
also
party when I was 5.
I also inadvertently caused one or two people's deaths.
Oh god,
I
please.
still don't remember how that happened. Everyone refuses to tell me.
So it wasn't with the superhero stuff. Good. I'm glad that he's not trying to throw you into imminent danger.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No, if anything, that's our father's fault.
It really is. Listen, that actually brings me to what I wanted to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
When, that levee does fucking break, and I don't know what it's gonna be. It could be sunlight, could be just smoking something, trying to use the wrong spray. But you I'm gonna be gone eventually. You know that, right?
Yeah, but we have time. There's no reason to really think about stuff in the future. Not that far ahead.
it's, it's a little on the horizon. You're smart enough to see. But when I'm, that's not why I'm trying to do this. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer about this shit. I was given my lot in life, and I made sure it made sense. But, when I'm gone, and, Dad inevitably fucking beefs it, because let's be frank, Dad's gonna fucking beef it. Make sure that, Bernie and Viv are okay. Okay? I know you fucking hate the shit out of her, but, she's her sister to you.
I mean, trust me, I've tried to be a sister to her. She doesn't want to.
I feel that's more Dad's deal than yours.
I'm aware.
Yeah. But, I can't always be the little beam of sunshine that catches on fire if he touches sunshine, so, just thought I'd talk a little bit about that, considering stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I shouldn't have done this when you're about to go on a date. Go! Have fun, be happy, shit. Thing. Yeah.
Be happy shit thing, yeah.
Man, you swear very weirdly.
I learned about swears in movies. Do you think I had time to get puffs from a weed dealer? I can't even go near people. Ah,
I think you're around enough fumes to need anything close to a cigarette, let alone weed.
yeah. I don't know. I haven't been getting into botany recently.
You've always been into botany.
Well, yeah, but gardening is different from botany. There's a difference.
No, they kind of go hand in hand.
What's the fucking word? Chemistry? I don't know.
Okay, that's
Either,
very different.
what using homeopathy? What the fuck? Herbalism.
Herbalism?
Yes, precisely. Look, I'm being a fucking. Just leave me to rot in my shame.
I will not leave you to rot, but I will leave you to your shame.
Enjoy your time with Ted Bundy.
Stop it!
Anyways, as everyone begins to prepare to move their separate ways for a brief amount of downtime before the big arms deal, that is where we are wrapping up tonight's session.